Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, grade 5 students. How are you all? Yes, I know, mashallah, you are all fine. Very good. Okay, so grade 5 student, yesterday we have started, 2 days before, we have started a new lesson in our science class, and this chapter is related with a water plant, and the plant name is algae. So in previous 2 days we learned so many new terminologies from the chapter algae, and today is the story day. So grade 5 students, are you ready for the story? Okay, fine, very good. So I'm going to open the book. At page number 79 we have our story, and the story name is algae. But grade 5 student, you have to listen this story carefully. You don't need to open any book or copy. Okay, grade 5 student. So can you see the pictures here? We can see a few plants here, and definitely these plants are called algae. So I'm going to tell you about the story of this water plant. So listen carefully. What kind of a plant is it? Okay. Algae are aquatic plants. They do not have roots, stems or leaves. Algae produce their own food through the process of photosynthesis. They form the foundation of food chains and play a vital role in absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Algae is being looked at as a source of biomass that could produce vast quantities of oil at a price that is competitive with crude oil. Algae are emerging to be one of the most promising long-term sustainable source of biomass and oils for fuel, food, feed and other co-products. What makes them so attractive is the large number and wide variety of benefits associated with how and where they grow. Algae, the original fuel. Putting algae in your gas tanks sounds pretty crazy, isn't it? Well, guess what, you are already driving on fuel made from algae. That's because the crude oil mines below the Earth's surface were actually formed by layers of prehistoric algae blooms that settled on seabeds around the world. Excuse me. Over millions of years, massive algae blooms formed periodically in warm, shallow areas of ancient lakes and ocean, feeding off atmospheric carbon dioxide and sunlight. As the algae cyclically bloomed and died off, they settled to the seafloor, combining with sediment and accumulating on top of previous generations, forming massive deposits of algal biomass within porous rocks. Over time, geological forces push the layers of decomposing algae deeper into the earth, where they became trapped under layers of non-porous cap rocks. There, they decomposed into corrogen, a hydrocarbon-rich waxy substance. Geological heat and pressure below the Earth's surface transferred the corrogen into liquid oil, which, due to its low density relative to the surrounding porous shale, seeped upwards and collected in reservoirs. When oil companies strike oil, it means they have found these reservoirs. The difference between today's algae fuels and petroleum fuel is that technology has advanced to the point where it is possible to replace the process above in a matter of days. possible to replicate the process above in a matter of days rather than millions of years. Algae can be now converted into a variety of fuels like biodiesel, gasoline, and jet fuel. Today's algae reservoirs live above ground, never need to be drilled, and never run dry. Algae, the benefits. Algae grow fast. Algae can double their number every few hours, can be harvested daily, and have the potential to produce a volume of biomass and biofuel many times greater than that of our most productive crops. Algae can have high biofuel yields. Algae store energy in the form of oil and carbohydrates, which combined with their high productivity means they can produce from 2000 to as many as 5000 gallons of biofuels per acre per year. Algae consume CO2. Like any other plant, algae when grown using sunlight consume or absorb carbon dioxide, CO2 as they grow, releasing oxygen O2 for the rest of us to breathe. For high productivity, algae require more CO2 which can be supplied by emissions sources such as power plants, ethanol facilities, and other sources. Algae do not compete with agriculture. Algae cultivation uses both land that in many cases is unsuitable for traditional agriculture, as well as water sources that are not usable for other crops such as sea brackish and wastewater. As such, algae-based fuels complement biofuels made from traditional agricultural processes. Microalgae biomass can be used for fuel, feed, and food. Microalgae can be cultivated to have a high protein and oil content, for example, which can be used to produce either biofuels or animal feeds, or both. In addition, microalgae biomass, which is rich in micronutrients, is already used for dietary supplements to advance human health. Macroalgae can be grown in the sea. Macroalgae seaweeds are grown in the sea or even on land with seawater, and their sugars can be converted into biofuels and chemicals. Algae can purify waste waters. Algae thrive in nutrient-rich waters like municipal wastewater, sewage, animal waste, and some industrial effluents, at the same time purifying these waste while producing a biomass suitable for biofuels production. Number 8. Algal biomass can be used as an energy source. After oil extraction, the remaining algal biomass can be dried and pelletized and used as fuel that is burned in industrial boilers and other power generation sources. Number 9. Algae can be used to produce many useful products. Algae can be cultivated to produce a variety of products for large to small markets: plastic, chemical feed, stocks, lubricants, fertilizers, and even cosmetics. Number 10. The algae industry is a job creation engine. Algae can grow in a wide variety of climates in a multitude of production methods, from ponds to photobioreactors to fermenters, and thus will create a wide variety of jobs throughout the world, from research to engineering, from construction to farming, from marketing to financial services. So grade 5 students, in this story we came to know about many benefits of this water plant algae. In this story we get a lot of information about this plant. So now I am going to tell you about the home assignment of today. So grade 5 student, what you have to do, I have told you this story about algae, but now you have to watch a visual documentary. You have to go to YouTube and you have to write there what are algae, and then you have to search a video, a documentary, and you have to watch that documentary, and then you have to send the link of that documentary to your grade 5 science teachers. Okay grade 5 students, so tomorrow inshallah we will read this chapter together. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Thank you.